I actually sent it to the I knocked my and got a crown like a little light and the tube just over time like deteriorates underneath there and they couldn't get a post to, so I had to do an implant. So I have an implant, so I know the process, but we get lots of things from it. Getting hit in the face with the ball, all sorts of things. Golf balls, baseballs, or basketball, someone comes down on it. Or people just missing teeth like him, like missing permanent teeth. Here?
We're here at Dublin High School for the varsity game. Girls versus Foothill. This is going to be the Foothill rematch. Dublin against Foothill. We're approaching the end of the season. This is either the 19th or 20th game of the season. I think Dublin lost the first match, or tied the first match with Foothill. Dublin's still looking for a win this season, coming close in their last game. Against Stanmore Valley, a 4-3 match, a really good match. Referee has his whistle. Dublin high in their home red and blue, going right to left with the kick. And Foothill in the white, left to right. Foothill dribbling right down the middle, still getting through. Finally sent back. It's on the near side, sent into the middle again. And this drops for Dublin, and that's going to be a whistle to foul. This is going to be a Dublin free kick. Dublin sending the ball up and over the top. It's headed by Foothill, but it goes back and it goes right down the far side line. This is going to be a throw in for Dublin. Goes in towards the box at the corner, it rolls straight through into the center, cleared by Foothill. Foothill turning it, trying to send the lines, blocked by Dublin, goes out. This will be a Foothill throw-in. That's up the line for Foothill. Foothill trapping it, bringing it down, sending it back. All the way to the defense now. Back up into the midfield, straight to Dublin. Dublin sends it in the middle. Dublin now going to the far side, sending it out wide, coming back into the middle. That's a long touch. Dublin still on it, sending it into the center on the attack. Oh, that drops nicely for Dublin. There's a shot, and that's just over the goal posts. Goal kick for Foothill.
What's up, Tammy?
Foothill, nobody widened back, so it's sent long up to the far side. And that's a foul on Dublin. Dublin in the back. Dublin getting a head on it, but pushing Foothill out of the way to get to it. Free kick for Foothill. There's a long ball sent right up into the center. Foothill trying to trap that. Dublin getting a foot on it. It comes out. Foothill getting there first. And that's sent right into the center. Cleared by Dublin. Drops to Foothill. Dublin takes that away, sends it right up the center. To the outside, far side. There's an overlap. Dublin's able to keep it. Sends it into the middle. And it's Foothill taking it over in the midfield. In the center, now sending it all the way back to the defense. That's over the top, a long ball headed by Dublin, drops straight to Foothill. Dublin with the foot on it, it bounces back to Foothill, and Foothill attacking the near side, sending it right to the goal. Takes a funny spin and ends up right in the goalkeeper's hands. Long punt sent up to the far side, almost midfield, now sent all the way back and sent over the top, straight to Foothill. Foothill sends it up the far sideline. Dublin takes it, and here comes Dublin across the center, sending it to this near side. Dublin up the near sideline. Dublin trying to turn that. It goes right to Foothill. Foothill sending it right back up the line on the near side. Foothill into the center, stopped by Dublin. Here comes this near side. Dublin sends it up. It's off of Foothill, and this will be a Dublin throw-in. Referee's getting the throw-in worked out. That's off Dublin's head. Then Foothill. Dublin kicking in the air. Dublin getting another head on it. Now foot drops for Foothill. Foothill able to turn it, send it up. That's going to go straight to Dublin. But the referee is going to call a foul in favor of Foothill. It's going to be a Foothill free kick. Right around the midfield mark on the near side. Everybody lined up towards the center, and it's short, and it goes right through, headed by Dublin up and out, sent to the outside for Foothill. Foothill just hitting it high and into the center, and out it comes to the back. Foothill sending that in, and now sending it back in the middle. Foothill to the back. Pushing it forward up the far sideline, getting it in the midfield, sending it right into the center, and that's Dublin taking that away. And Dublin trying to switch it, and nobody's there. It goes right to Foothill. Foothill trying to switch it, goes right to Dublin. Dublin to the outside. Now up the line. Foothill getting a foot on it, taking it away, sending it back. It's all the way to the goalkeeper. Now to the far side. Up the far side line. That's back, over the top. This will be a Dublin throw-in. That's up the line, headed by Foothill, out to the end line. Dublin able to control it. Dublin running it up the line. Now sending it back. Oh, Dublin trying to get it back in the middle. That didn't work out. Got it this time, sent up the line. That's a nice ball. Dublin attacking the far sideline. Cutting it back in, sending it all the way back. Into the middle. Dublin tries to turn. Gets a shot off, it goes over the end line, and that's well wide at the goal for a goal kick. Foothill. Foothill looking for the quick kick, sending it out to the far side. Dublin with pressure. Dublin gets a foot on it, blocks it, and it rolls out. Just Dublin throw in. Long throw up into the center, the corner of the box, not quite the center. Not that long of a throw, but drops for Dublin. Dublin taking a shot at it, it bounces out, goes straight to Foothill. Foothill sends it back to the keeper. Keeper clears this, and here comes Foothill trying to send it to the near side. Foothill picking it up on the near side. Cutting into the middle. Sending it to the center. Now to the far side where Dublin takes it. Dublin sending that up, but it's a little too far ahead. Foothill gets to it, knocks it out. It's going to be a throw in Dublin. It's up the line. Dublin trapping that, bringing it in towards the center. Foothill getting a foot on it, blocking it, sending it straight to Dublin. Dublin trying to send near side. It's cut off by Foothill. Here comes Foothill, sending it right up the center. Now back. Dublin getting back. Dublin gets a foot on it, knocks it out. Dublin turning, cutting into the center. There's a long ball to the far side. Takes a hop, drops nicely onto the line, and it's sent up the line. Cleared out by Foothill, so it'll be a Dublin throw in. Goes in towards the corner of the box. It's a good long throw. Drops for Foothill. Foothill with a clear right up the line. Dublin with the defender there. Dublin just clears this out. Throw in for Foothill. Foothill with the substitution. It's 11 minutes into the half. Foothill with a nice turn. Going to the center. Dublin defending that. Foothill comes out with it. Sending it back. Turning. Going up the line again. Foothill with the, Dublin with the foot on it, knocking it out. Here comes the Foothill. Foothill into the center. And that is cleared out by Dublin. Foothill with the head on it, sending it right back. Dublin sending it right back with the header. Dublin with the foot on it. That's a block. Dublin able to get it. Send it to the far sideline. Dublin attacking the far sideline, and it's blocked by Foothill. Out for a Dublin throw-in. It's thrown in towards the corner of the box again. Sent right back, and here comes it to the center. It's headed. Oh, and that goes wide. That header not making it towards the goal. It comes to the far post. Looked like that header was aiming for the far post, and it just flicked on a little too far. And this will be a goal kick for Foothill. That's Foothill sending it up, near side. Dublin getting a head on it, but it flicks back. Dublin getting there first. Dublin sending that back to the defense. Sent back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper clear it straight out to Foothill. Foothill now with the shot, and that's wide. Dublin's just not able to get a good clear. You can see the goalkeeper kicking the turf on that along with the ball, and it just stopped it short and went right to Foothill.
Sorry. Did you say that? I got it.
There's a good quick kick to the outside. Dublin didn't take their time on that goal kick. It's now out. Foothill throw-in. It's up the line. Cut into the middle. Dublin takes that and sends that up the line. This is rolling long. It's going to go to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper comes way out, sends it right back up. That's in the Foothill midfield. Dublin with some pressure. Foothill comes out with it. Dublin takes it. Dublin back. Now with this near sideline. Back again. In towards the middle. That's a 50-50. And Foothill comes out with it. Dublin gets a foot on it, just knocks it out. Foothill electing to throw that all the way back into the defense. Pulling Dublin out. That goes into the center D. Now out to the far left D. Cut. Up the line. Dublin takes it. Dublin sends it back into the midfield and it's chipped up over the top of the far sideline. It bounces in and just Foothill letting that roll out, shielding it. Throw in for Foothill. Foothill dropping it, controlling it, sending it back, and then just chipping it over the top and out. Dublin throw in.
We don't have to shoot. However they want to shoot.
That's Dublin throwing that in towards the corner of the box again. Sending it back. All the way back now. Man on. Pressure coming from behind. Dublin still able to hold it. There's the through ball. It's going to be long. Goal kick for Foothill. Referees. Referee is keeping time of balls being retrieved. And there's the ball sent straight to Dublin. Back to Foothill. Foothill into the middle. There's Foothill right down the center. Foothill with the player wide open on the far left. Not picked up, sent to the near side. Foothill up the near side line. Dublin losing a couple of players. Defender. Foothill into the center, trying to take advantage. Dublin able to get everybody back. And there goes Foothill sending it back and then just over the top. Headed by Dublin. And that's up and out. This is a Dublin throw-in. Looks like two substitutes getting ready for Foothill. Referee's holding the game right now. Whistle. It's thrown up the line straight to Foothill. Dublin gets a foot on it, knocks it back the other way. Dublin with pressure. Foothill across the center, sending it back. Foothill with the long shot. It's just going to go wide of the goal. It's going to be a goal kick for Dublin. That would have been a 40-yard shot. That was a 40-yard attempt, actually. And here's the substitutions, two subs. Looks like on the attacking line for Foothill. Foothill bringing in fresh legs on the attack. And there's the long kick. That bounces up over the top. Dublin runs onto this. Dublin tries to turn, knocked out by Foothill. Dublin up the line. Dublin hitting it, knocking it straight out, not able to trap it. You can see the frustration on the Dublin face. That's Foothill in. Foothill trapping it, dropping it down. Dublin with two players on. But Foothill able to send it all the way across. Dublin gets there first, drops it straight down in the midfield, right in the center circle to Foothill. Foothill sending it back, sending it right back up again. Foothill sending it back and over the top one more time. And that's just going to roll straight through to the goalkeeper. Punts it to this near side, straight to Foothill. Foothill controls, trying to drop it, sending it back. Sending it all the way back to the defense now. Over to the near side. Now right up the center. Dublin taking that away. Dublin up the near side, cutting it in the middle. Oh, and that's a heavy touch. Comes straight back to Foothill. Here comes Foothill on the attack. That's Dublin getting a foot on it. Dublin tracking back. Oh, Foothill able to get around. Sent into the center. Oh, Dublin with a good job getting a foot on there now, just clearing this up. Dublin with the player out there, which is going to roll up and out. It's going to be a throw-in. That throw-in going back was quick by Foothill. Foothill sending it into the center. Cleared by Dublin. Dublin takes it away, sends it up the near sideline. Dublin just sending this out. Sent in towards the center by Foothill. It drops for Dublin. Dublin sends this into the center. Foothill's there, sending it all the way back. Foothill up through the center. Dublin gets a foot on it, sends right back to Foothill. Foothill back up the center again. And that's Dublin sending it to the far side high. Nice trap for Dublin. Dublin bringing that down, sending it back to the defense. The defense pulling it up and out, sending it in the midfield. Midfield, heavy touch. Foothill taking it away, sending it right to Dublin on the far sideline. It's blocked by Foothill. It drops for Dublin. Here comes Dublin up the near sideline again. That's sent back again. That cut into the middle, sent up the line. Foothill stepping up, taking that out, sending it. Oh, Dublin with a nice tackle. Comes out for Foothill. Foothill sending it over the top. And it's just a foot race. Dublin with a clear, and that'll be a throw in for Foothill. Dublin has two subs getting ready to come in. Foothill in towards the box. Dublin throw in. And here's some substitutes. That's up the line, headed by Foothill. Foothill taking it, dropping it, sending it towards the near sideline. Dublin throw. That's up the line, right to Foothill. Foothill heads that down, able to control it. Dublin trying to get a foot on it. Foothill coming all the way back. Foothill into the center, center D. And that's Dublin. Foothill center D falling. As a gift for Dublin. And Foothill's able to get back and cover that. That's up and out. It's going to be a Dublin throw-in. Looks like there's going to be a foul called here. It's going to be a Foothill free kick. Substitute for Foothill. The substitute coming in on the back line or in the midfield. Looks like the back line. Sent high and long. It's over the top of everybody, right into the Dublin box. Sent back into the center by Foothill, cleared by Dublin. That's out for a Foothill throw-in. Another substitution. It's thrown short. Foothill trying to turn. Foothill running it up the far side line, and that's going to be a throw in for Foothill. Thrown in towards the box, flicked over high for Foothill, drops for Dublin. Dublin clears it, now setting the far sideline. Foothill taking it away, trying to work it through the center. Oh, it's a nice ball right there, and there's a shot. That's just blocked. This is picked up by the goalkeeper for Dublin High. That's punted to the near side. It takes a bounce. Foothill getting ahead on it. Comes to the near side. Foothill getting a combination, but Dublin taking it away. And that's a foul. It's going to be a Foothill free kick. Free kick set long, high, and that's just going to go right over everybody, out over the end line. Goal kick, Dublin.
Hey, your mom actually let you drink that without paying? That's so shocking.
It's sent short, low, takes a bounce. Foothill jumping all over it, trying to turn it. Well defended by Dublin. Now Dublin trying to take it out. Here comes Foothill again. Sent across into the center, cleared by Dublin. It's going to be a throw-in. Foothill. Looks like Foothill starting to take control of this game and put a lot of pressure on Dublin.
Got plenty.
I know you do.
The first part of this half, Dublin with the first shots on goal, attacking.
Yeah.
And that drops down for the goalkeeper.
I was part of purchasing.
And that's sent up and high. Takes a bounce. And headed by Foothill. Drops for Dublin. Dublin into the middle. Dublin in the near side. And that's called out.
First I didn't know if they were
Short throw down off the ground. That's Dublin stepping up. Foothill still with it. Dublin get a foot on it, knock it straight in the air. Foothill at the head. Dublin on the end of it, sending it up in the air again. Foothill with the turn. Blocked by Dublin. Foothill trying to send it up again. Dublin with the foot on it. Dublin gets another foot on it. That gets knocked out. Throw in. Foothill. That's up the line. Dublin getting it to that one first that time. Dublin trying to work it up the near sideline. That's Foothill clearing it. There's Dublin sending it up again, trying to work a combination on the near side, and it goes out. Foothill throwing that in quickly. Foul. This is going to be a Foothill free kick.
That was the attractor.
Yeah. The best $10 I've ever spent. Full quarters.
Foothill set up in the center. There's the long ball right to the middle.
I didn't need to drink the rest of the night.
And it bounces off Dublin. That goes out. Foothill throw in.
Not none that I recognize.
40-minute halves. We're approaching the 30-minute mark. Referee is stopping time for these balls to go out. Delvin getting a foot on it, but it goes straight to Foothill. Foothill into the center, and it's picked up by the goalkeeper. It's thrown out to the far side, headed up the line by Dublin. Foothill tracking back for it, sending it all the way to the defense. Now sending it up over the top, headed on by Foothill. Foothill attacking the far sideline. Foothill trying to send that across. It's blocked by Dublin, and that's just straight out. This is going to be a Foothill throw-in. Dublin clearing that, throw-in out. Almost at midfield, about 10 yards shy, 10, 15 yards shy of midfield. The throw-in coming in. Into the center, back to the thrower. Back into the center. All the way across. Foothill with the foot on it, or Dublin with the foot on it. Dublin bringing it down, sending it up the middle. That's straight to Foothill. Foothill sending it up in the air, trapping it, bringing it back. Sending it near side. Foothill trying to work a combination, sending it all the way back now. There's the long ball to the middle, straight to Dublin. Dublin takes that away. Dublin to the far sideline. Dublin cutting it back. Sending it in the center D. Now to the far side. Defense. Up the line. And that's Foothill for takeaway. Dublin gets a foot on that, but it drops to Foothill, and Foothill tries to send a through ball, and it's going to go right to the goalkeeper. Dublin sending the high ball, takes a bounce, drops for Foothill. Foothill out to the back. There's Foothill over the top, sending it up the near sideline. And it drops nicely for Dublin. Dublin just clearing it, sending it up. Headed by Foothill. And that goes out. Dublin throw-in. Dublin with the quick throw-in. Straight to Foothill. Dublin getting another foot on it. And it's sent up by Foothill. Foothill attacking right through the center. But Dublin coming up, stepping up, and taking that ball away, knocking it out. This will be a Foothill throw-in. This looks like a substitution for Foothill. Another substitution on the top line. That's thrown up the line. Headed on by Foothill, drops right to Dublin. Dublin just knocks that out. Throw in towards the center. Sent into the middle. On the attacking, into the Dublin box. Dublin goalkeeper picking it up, and here's a punt to the near side. That takes a bounce. Drops for Foothill. Foothill with 3 players. Now just sending it in the center, nobody there. Nice trap and control for Dublin, sending it across into the middle. Now here's the long ball up the far sideline. That's a good ball. Oh, but it's about a foot ahead of chasing Dublin attacker. Goes out. Foothill throw-in. This is Dublin with a substitute getting ready to come in. Throw-in. Goes straight to Foothill. It drops back. Foothill sends one in. Over the top. Dublin clears that. Foothill on the end of it, sending it in the center, but that's Dublin trapping this down. Dublin to the near side. Oh, and that goes right in the middle. There's nobody there. Cleared by Foothill. That's over the top of Dublin. And that's out. Off Dublin. Foothill throw-in. Foothill trapping it, dropping it, sending it back. Now it's to the far side. It's a nice switch for Foothill. Dublin gets there, knocks it away, takes it. Dublin up the line into the center. Foothill taking it away, working it through the center. Now to the near side. That's up and out. Called a Foothill throw-in. Clock shows about 5 minutes left in this half. Still no score. It's a 0-0 affair. It's going right back and forth. And that's a takedown from behind. Referee with a nice long whistle on that one. That's going to be a free kick for Dublin. Dublin getting everybody up. Dublin getting everybody up, but there's only one player on top. Finally getting up there, and here comes the kick. That's sent high, straight to Foothill. Comes back to Dublin. Dublin trying to trap that. It goes out. That goes up the line, straight through. Dublin just sends that out. That drops for Dublin nicely. Dublin clears it, sends it up into the center. Dublin trying to chase that. It works its way through, but right to Foothill, and Foothill sends it back. Now trying to send it over the top. It goes to the far side. Foothill gets a foot on it, knocks it out. Throw in for Dublin. Very little movement on this throw-in. Very stagnant. Doesn't look like anybody wants the ball right now. It gets thrown up the line, straight to Foothill. Foothill heads it in towards the center. Foothill brings it down, controls it, cuts it back in the midfield, sends it up through the middle. Finally cleared by Dublin to this near side. Dublin got a player here. Dublin in the center, straight to Foothill. Dublin stepping up, taking that away. Foothill taking it back, sending it to the defense. Now across to the center. All the way back to the defense. Pressure, man coming on from Dublin. Foothill stepping up out of the pressure. Sending it to the near side. And now working this near side from the center. That's cut back, knocked out by Dublin, and this will be a corner kick for Foothill. I'm sure there's going to be some stoppage of time for the ball. It's finally coming back. You can see the lineup. It's all on the back post. One player here up on the corner of the box. One player in the center of the goal trying to block out the goalkeeper. Foothill's going to run onto this in the middle. And that's sent long to the back post all the way through. Now Foothill tracking this down, sending it back in, right to the Dublin goalkeeper. Dublin with no urgency to move it up, finally getting some players up. There's the long punt to midfield. That drops to Dublin, but it bounces off Dublin straight for Foothill. And here comes Foothill on the near sideline. Foothill trying to cross that. It's up and out. It's going to be a goal kick for Dublin. Just a couple minutes left in this half. Goal kick for Dublin. Sent long and high to the far side. Dublin getting a head on it. Comes to the center. Foothill gets there first. Foothill sends it back and then up into the air, headed by Dublin, headed by Foothill, headed by Foothill again, headed by Foothill and Dublin. Dublin finally bashing that out of there, chasing it down, sending it to the near side. There's a ball up the line. This drops for Dublin nicely. Dublin cutting that, sending it in the center. Sent to the far side. Now back in center D. Far side defense. Cutting into the center. Now sent to the near side. Sent in the middle, straight to Foothill. Dublin working to get it back. Dublin takes it, sends it up. And it's a foul on Foothill. This will be a Dublin free kick. Dublin just one or two players right down the middle, sending it to the near side. Foothill stepping up and taking it. Dublin applying pressure, but Foothill able to turn it, send it up the line. But that goes straight to Dublin. Dublin cutting up the line, sending it up the line. And now it's a battle, knocked out by Foothill. Dublin with a quick throw in, up the line. And that's whistle the foul. This will be a Dublin free kick.
She's on JV. She's on JV.
Not much time left in this half. Dublin needing to get everybody up right now. Try to put in a good effort here. And that's the half. The kick not taken. Dublin not able to take advantage of that foul, and we'll be back in 10 minutes with the start of the second half. Score 0-0. Dublin High School against Foothill. The Gales and the Falcons.
And we're back for the start of the second half. Teams have switched. Foothill in white, going right to left with the kickoff. There's the whistle. Dublin in their home colors, blue, fade to red tops, left to right. Score 0-0. And we have a high clear out of the back from Dublin. That's all the way into the back. Dublin able to turn that. Dublin sends it right back into the middle, actually up on top on the far sideline. Foothill taking that away, sending it back, but sending it right up. Foothill gets a foot on it, sends it to the far side. Dublin touches it, it goes out, and now it's a throw in for Dublin. Or for Foothill, I should say. Foothill up the line. Dublin heads it. Dublin sends it up. Dublin with another touch, but it drops for Foothill. And Foothill switches, comes right to the center circle, now sends it all the way back on the right side. And there's Foothill with a long ball over the top, far sideline. And it's just going to roll up, and now it's going to be a throw-in almost at the corner flag of Dublin. It's Dublin with the throw up the line, heading it, flicking it forward straight to Foothill. Dublin finally stepping up, taking it, knocking it out. Foothill throwing that up the line, knocking it back. It's out. Dublin throw. Far side. That goes up the line. Dublin with the trap. It goes out though. That's up the line again with Foothill. Foothill gets it. Cuts it back. Foothill 3-pass, 4-pass combination. Taken away. Sent across the center. And that's Foothill stepping up, taking it, but sending it back. There's a long shot attempt, and it's going to go straight through the goalkeeper for an easy save. This is going to be a punt. Sent up long and high. Dublin sends that back into the center. And the near side cut off by Foothill. Dublin with it again. Sending it back. Now up over the top, throw in Foothill. It's a short throw. Foothill to try to control. Cleared by Foothill. Dublin getting it back on it. Drops to Foothill. Foothill to the far side. Foothill with the shot. Takes a bounce. Goes out. Picked up by the goalkeeper for Dublin before it rolls too far. And set up for a goal kick. Dublin sending that right into the center. Trapping, trying to turn, but then taken away by Foothill. And here's Dublin taking it right back, sending the near sideline. Dublin cutting into the middle and taken away by Foothill. Foothill to the far side. There's a long shot on goal. It's a good shot, finally picked up by the goalkeeper for Dublin. Foothill trying to catch the keeper off guard, not quite getting everything on it, but still dangerous. And there's a punt for Dublin straight up into the middle. Dublin trying to turn. Dublin with a nice job of controlling and turning in the middle. Two Foothill players. Three Foothill, I should say. Has to stop and turn up the line for Dublin. Dublin in the middle of three players. From Foothill. Foothill just gets it, sends it all the way back to the far side defense, now across the center. Actually, that's to the near side. Pressure from Dublin. It goes back. There's the ball over the top. Dublin there to get it. Take it away. Dublin tries to send the near side lines, blocked, and drops back into the midfield. Sent to the near side again. Dublin cutting into the center. Dublin to this near sideline. Here's Dublin running onto this. Dublin trying to cross this, and it goes over the end line for a goal kick. That's a long kick towards the midfield. Foothill coming out with it in the midfield. Taken by Dublin, but it's called a foul. Foothill free kick right around the midfield area. Foothill setting up right on the box arc. I think this is going to be a long ball right into the center. There it goes. Headed out by Dublin. Clear to this near side. High. Foothill gets a foot on it, drops it. Dublin attacking this out of the defense, able to send it up. Dublin still on it. Foothill getting a foot to it. Foothill across the center. And it's Dublin stepping up and defending, clearing it. And it's a handball. This will be a free kick for Dublin.
Good, stop.
There's a long ball into the center. Doesn't quite make it. Stopped by Foothill. Here comes Foothill. Dublin taking that away. Dublin into the middle. Sending it to the far side. Bouncing it off a Foothill player. Nice turn. Right back up the line. One sent into the center. Oh, there's a swing and a miss, and finally a clear. Should be a throw in for Dublin on the far sideline. Right next to the Foothill Falcon Blue roster. And there goes the throw in. Sort of in towards the middle there. Cleared out by Foothill. Foothill turning it. Sending it into the middle. Right by the center circle now, all the way back into the far side defense. Sending a long one up, and that's just going to roll all the way through. Dublin defense on there. but it's picked by Foothill. Taken back away by Dublin. Dublin to the near side. Dublin up the line. That's Foothill getting a foot on it, but committing a foul in the process, and it will be a Dublin free kick. Dublin dispersed pretty well, so they're going to take it short, send it up the line, just knock it out. This is thrown up the line, headed by Dublin. Dublin up the line. Dublin chasing on to this, sending the near sideline. Dublin up the corner of the box, sending it in. Now attacking the near sideline. There's a centering ball, goes all the way through. Dublin trying to chase this down. Dublin keeps it in, sends it all the way back, knocking it out. Foothill throw in far side. That's thrown up the line. Dublin gets a foot on it, knocks it back out. Foothill throwing again. Up the line again. It's called a foul on Dublin. Foothill free kick. There's a long ball up into the center. Dublin with the head on it. Foothill trying to trap it. Dublin stepping up. Foothill getting it, sending it all the way back into the defense. Foothill trying to run it up through the defense, giving it away to Dublin. Here comes Dublin in the midfield. Dublin cutting it. Foothill coming out with it. Here's Dublin with the takeaway. Dublin to the near side. Dublin with an incredible move, sent into the middle. Dublin with the header. And cleared finally by Foothill. Dublin applying pressure. There's a shot into the center, and that's right to the goalkeeper. And this is the photographers getting kicked off the side of the field. And that's punted up by Foothill. Dublin getting a head on it. Drops for Dublin again. Dublin to the near side. This is Dublin working it through. Sent to the near side. Sent up the near sideline again. There's the ball sent up. Nobody chasing. Finally a chaser, and that's going to be too late. Substitution for Dublin. It's a long ball into the middle. Dublin getting there, drops for Foothill. Foothill running it right through the midfield. Sent over the top near side, and that's going to be the Dublin goalkeeper picking that up. Punted into the midfield. Dublin there to trap it, turn it. Back. And knocked out. Dublin throw-in. You can't see that behind the clubhouse for Dublin. That's thrown up the line. Dublin trapping that. Sending it into the middle. It's a nice ball. Here comes Dublin. Far side. Cutting into the middle. There's a ball into the center, and it's blocked by Foothill. Sent back up and out. Here comes Foothill through the middle. Now to the near side, and that's going to be up and out. Throw in for Dublin. That's up the line, sent back. Hit in towards the center. Dublin heading that forward. Here's Dublin again. Foothill sending it back. Now up. Foothill to the outside. Dublin with pressure, man on. Foothill or Dublin with another pressure again. Dublin working for it. Foothill gets there, sends it back. Foothill just sends it up into the center. Dublin there. Foothill gets there, but it gets dropped down to Dublin. Here's Dublin on the near side. Dublin on the near side. Cleared by Foothill. Foothill with the through ball. Straight to the goalkeeper. There's a high punt. Foothill taking it, sending it up. Foothill near side. Dublin chasing this down. Dublin getting a defender there. Cut back into the center, send it in the middle. It drops for Foothill. Foothill can't control. Dublin clears it. Throw in for Foothill. This will be a substitution. Sent in towards the box, trapped by Foothill. Foothill trying to turn. Dublin getting a foot in on it. It bounces off of Foothill, and it's a Dublin throw in. Dublin substitution. It's a long throw in, headed by Foothill. Up and out. Another Dublin throw in, far sideline. Referee sending that back a few yards. Dublin making some movement now. Thrown straight to Foothill. Foothill attacking the far sideline. Dublin getting a foot on it, knocking it out, knocking it up. Now trying to turn. Some nice turns sent across into the middle. Dublin gets there in time. Dublin with pressure. Dublin able to send the near sideline, cut back into the middle. Dublin still holding it, sending it up. Foothill can't control. Dublin still with it. Dublin with the near side ball. Dublin crossing that, and it goes behind the goal, and this will be a goal kick for Dublin. I should say goal kick for Foothill. Referee stopping play again. Referee just wanted to check the bandage on the Dublin player.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick.
Dublin playing with the wrap.
Run faster. The bubble wrap.
The referee signaling that the time is back on and play on. Ball sent up on a goal kick, drops right for Dublin. Dublin to the near side, back into the center. Dublin still with control, sending it up. Nice trap from Dublin. Dublin trying to send that up the line, it's up and out. Foothill throwing. Dublin's taking control of the second half.
About 20 minutes in, we'll see if Dublin can keep up the pressure. Dublin sort of faded towards the end of the first half. Looks like this is Foothill fading here. There's a ball flicked over by Dublin. Foothill across the center to the far side. Cut back in. Back into the middle. Dublin stepping up, taking it away. Sent up the center by Dublin. Dublin trapping that, sending it far sideline. Dublin in the center, now sending it across right to Foothill. Foothill cutting that off nicely. And here comes Foothill with the through ball. And this is Dublin chasing this down. Going to be a clear throw in for Foothill. Thrown in towards the box. Drops nicely for Foothill. Foothill tries to take a shot and is blocked. Dublin trying to clear this, comes straight to Foothill. Dublin with pressure. There's a shot on goal. It's just going to go right to the goalkeeper. Dublin with good pressure. Foothill was looking for that long shot. Dublin getting enough defensive pressure to make the shot go short and wide. There's Dublin heading that on. It drops straight for Foothill. Foothill sending it out wide. Back into the center. Back out wide. Rolls out. Throw in for Dublin. And we have two players coming in for Dublin. One player for Foothill. Much better half for Dublin. Dublin under a lot of pressure the last 20 minutes of that first half. And this has been a complete turnaround. Dublin came out strong though in the first half. Getting good shots off. Applying a lot of pressure, but then sort of losing a little bit of energy. But it's come back and after the second half break. Dublin with a lot of pressure. But here comes Foothill now with the long ball. Everybody to the back post. It's our near side post here. It goes right in the center. Foothill gets a head on it. And Dublin lets it roll out. Goal kick for Dublin. Another substitution coming in for Dublin. I believe that's 3 substitutions in the last go-round. Dublin set up for the short kick, and Foothill not interested in pressuring whatsoever. Ball goes to the far side, and Foothill was all over that. Then set straight up the line. Dublin on that. Dublin tries to turn that. Nice job by Dublin, but defended by Foothill. Foothill getting the throw in, going up the line quickly. Drops for Dublin. Dublin back to the defense, then sending it straight up the line, up and out, throw in for Foothill. Apparently that was deflected off a Foothill Falcon, and that will be a Dublin throw in. Dublin Gales throwing that up the line. Bounces off the ground. Off the Dublin player. Out for a throw in Foothill. Foul throw or a foul. Let's see if that's kicked in or thrown in. Looks like that was a foul throw. Here comes Dublin with the throw in. Goes up the line. Foothill on the end of it. Went out. Another Dublin throw. There it goes in. Foothill. Foothill again. And Dublin taking it. Sending it back. Now controlling it, running it up. There goes Dublin up. So trying to send it. foul. Dublin free kick.
Come on, Jay.
32 yards out. Looks like Dublin's going to hit this. It's onto the goal, straight to the goalkeeper. It's going to be a long punt. That's sent past midfield. Dublin with a nice head on it, sending it back. Able to run onto it. Dublin trying to turn, taken away by Foothill. Foothill with the cutback, but it goes out. This is going to be a Dublin throw-in. Throw in, going straight to Dublin. Dublin able to control. It's Dublin up the far sideline. Dublin with the cut, back into the middle. Dublin switching play. Oh, Dublin had a player there, not able to trap and control. But here comes Dublin on the near side, but pressure wasn't able to take the ball away. Foothill to the far side now. Foothill working the far side, dropping it back. Dublin getting a foot on it. Dublin taking that away. Now trying to work the far sideline. This goes up the line, goes out. Foothill throwing. That's thrown in towards the center. Foothill, no pressure on Foothill. Sent back again. Back in again. There's a nice combination for Foothill, but it goes out. Dublin throwing. That's up the line. Dublin controlling. Sending it back and then up again. Foothill clearing it right back to the Dublin defense. Dublin defense sending it up right to Foothill. And that's going to be Dublin taking that away. There's the ball over the top. And that's up and out. Foothill throw in. Referees discussing the ball up, going up and out at the 30-yard line. It looks like we're at the 27-minute mark in the second half. Foothill controlling that. Sending to the far sideline. Foothill able to keep that in. Dublin pressure there. Foothill sending that back. There's the ball across the middle, headed on by Foothill. And it hops once to the top of the goalie box where the goalie picks it up. No real power on that header. There's Dublin flicking that on. That rolls past. Foothill sending it back to the keeper. Now to the far side. Up the line, blocked by Dublin, sent right back. So Dublin throw in. Dublin throwing deep into the Foothill defense. Dublin looks like it's setting up for a long throw. That's in towards the box. And that's a big clear from Foothill. Drops straight to Dublin. Dublin sends that up. Foothill sends it right back. That's going to roll along with the goalkeeper. That's punted up near midfield. It's a one-hopper to the midfield. Headed forward. Foothill hits that right back to Dublin. Dublin with the cut. Dublin into the middle. Nice switch. Here's Dublin trying to go far side. That was a cut in the middle, but it was blocked. Goes out. Dublin throwing.
Ball thrown back. Dublin controlling it, sending it into the center D. Taken away by Foothill from the center D. Nice defense. Sent up and out. Comes to the near side. There's a ball over the top, headed by Foothill. Foothill sends it back. Sends it over the top again. Cleared by Dublin. Dublin sending that into the middle. Now to the near side. It's a turn. Sent to the far side. As just played into space. Foothill gets their first, knocks it straight out. Throw in for Dublin. The game being played squarely in the middle third of the field. A very even battle at this point. Still 0-0. 30 minutes into the second half, just 10 minutes left in this half. Foothill with one more substitute getting ready. And that ball's thrown up the line, flicked on by Dublin, but out of bounds. And this is going to be a Foothill throw in, but we're going to wait for the substitution to come in. Goes up the line, Foothill able to get it. It's a handball. It's a pretty good crowd for this varsity game. Both teams lined up over on this side of the bleachers. You can see from the picture the traveling Foothill families on this side, families and guests, whoever decided to show up for the game. This is going to be a free kick. Once again, Foothill getting ready for that long one. There it goes. Short, takes a bounce, headed by Dublin. Foothill tracking onto that, sending it back. Now into the center. Some pressure from Dublin. Foothill sends it out wide. Dublin getting a foot there, taking it away. Dublin into the midfield. Dublin in the near side. Dublin back into the midfield. Dublin to the near side for a nice combination. Dublin juking it, sending it back. Oh, and that's a wonderful field goal for Dublin. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as a point. And that will be a goal kick. Foothill. There's a substitution for Dublin, off camera. On the back line, far side. Ball sent long, near side. Straight out. Dublin throw in. It'll be a minute. Ball tracked on to the field. Here it comes. Up the line. Flick header by Dublin. Dublin getting it, sending it back up. That's out. Dublin with the throw in. Dublin looking like it's going short and back, but change of mind, sending it in. It's a nice throw in. Nice combination here. Sent into the middle. There's a shot on goal, but that's going to go up and wide. Looks like the coach is taking a card. Game's restarted. Not sure what was said. I didn't hear it from here. The referee carding the Dublin Gale coach. Sent up and out. This will be a throw-in for Dublin. It's long up the line. Drops nicely for Dublin. Sent across. Dublin able to get to it. Here's Dublin sending it up again. Again, Dublin gets to it. That's going to go out. This is going to be a goal kick.
Let's go, Dublin!
That's sent long into the midfield. Dublin greets it this time. Oh, that drops nicely for Dublin. Dublin across. That's going to go out. Dublin ball. Sent up the line by Dublin. There's 3 Foothill players there. Dublin couldn't turn it, but Dublin gives it up right here. Dublin to the near side. Foothill gets a foot on it, knocks it out. Dublin comes out with it. Dublin all the way to the center. Dublin in the near sideline. Dublin dribbling it right through the middle. Dublin with the cut. That drops again for Dublin. Dublin cutting through the middle. Dublin all the way up. Oh. And that ball can't be trapped. Here comes Dublin back on a Foothill attack. Dublin gets it. Dublin in the midfield. Dublin in the near side. Oh, and there's a miscommunication, but it comes back for Dublin. Dublin up the center. Dublin to the near side. Dublin cutting back into the center. There's a long ball to the far side. And it's going to go around the back and up and out. It's going to be a throw in at the corner flag for Foothill. Maybe 5 minutes left in the second half here. And Dublin's really pressuring, trying to get a goal. Still 0-0. Dublin really wanting a win. That's up the line. Takes a bounce over the top of everybody. Foothill chasing onto that. Dublin finally getting back. Oh, and that's a heavy hit from behind. It's going to be a Foothill free kick. There's that long ball into the center again. Bounces short. Dublin on it. Dublin sends it high up in the air. Headed nicely by Dublin. Dublin coming out with it on attack. Drops again for Dublin. Foul. This is going to be a Foothill free kick. Foothill free kick 50 yards from the goal. Foothill does have a long hit. Everybody lined up. There's the long hit. That goes over. Cleared by Dublin. Straight in the air. Dublin to get a header on it. Send it forward. Dublin with the foot on it. Sending it forward. Foothill can't clear. Dublin with pressure. Near sideline. It rolls up and out. Dublin throw in. And we have the Dublin fans animated here. Substitution for Dublin.
All right, time to send it. Let's go, Dublin. Full send right here.
It's up the line. Dublin to trap that. Dublin, nice pass into the middle. Dublin controlling it, sending it to the back line. Sent back into the middle. Dublin to this near sideline. All the way back. Dublin turning this, sending it back up the line. Dublin doing a much better job controlling, but finally Foothill taking it away. Oh, Dublin gets a last second foot on it. Foothill sends it back. Here comes Foothill. Dublin with the foot on it. Straight to Foothill. Foothill over the top, headed by Dublin. Comes straight down to Dublin. Dublin over the top in the middle. Foothill stepping up, taking that. Here comes Foothill. Sending it through. It's long. It's going to roll up and out. Call the foul. It's going to be a Foothill free kick. 40 yards out. Referee looking at his watch.
You're horrible. Thank you. Horrible. Terrible. Horrible. There's an eye doctor like down the road.
Oh my God.
Check him out.
The fans have just gone ballistic. Just set up. 39 yards out. This is definitely a shot territory for Foothill. Foothill with the big foot. Goalkeeper looking for the high ball coming in. Foothill with 4 players back. Dublin with everybody back. Yeah, Foothill sending one more up. Foothill now with 3 players in the back. Here it comes. Sent long and high. And that's over the top. And this is a goal kick for Dublin. Dublin at the far side, straight to Foothill. Foothill trying to control. Dublin gets a foot on it, clears it. Foothill comes back out with it. There's a shot from Foothill. Goes right to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper with a good save. Able to hold on to it. Here's the long hit. Drops for Foothill. Foothill trying to take it. Dublin takes it away. Dublin still battling. Yeah, Dublin comes out with it. But it's called a foul on Dublin. Yellow card for Dublin. Dublin quick to get the substitute player in. Here we go. This is a 48 yard hit here. This isn't going to make it to the goal. We'll see where this one hits it to. Everybody lined up same spot. That's much lower, headed by Dublin this time. It didn't make it all the way over. Sent up and out. Straight to Foothill. Dublin comes back. Dublin defending hard. Able to get to it. It's a Foothill foul this time. And this is going to be a Dublin free kick. Dublin running up. Sent up quickly. Drops for Foothill. Foothill knocks it forward. Dublin chasing it. Foothill sending it to the far side. Drops for Dublin. Dublin on the far side now. Dublin sending it up. Far sideline.
Come on!
That's the end of the game. 0-0. A battle here. Foothill against Dublin. This one ends up 0-0. That's the first tie for a long time for Dublin. Dublin will be happy to get the tie, but disappointed not to put in a goal. Applying most of the pressure during the game, having a great game. Trying to turn the season around right at the end. With very vocal fans tonight. And that'll be it. This game will end. Foothill versus Dublin High here at the Dublin High Stadium, the Gale Stadium. 0-0.
Good job, Dublin. Keep it up.